So the other day, one of my students comes into my office and she asked me at the start of the lesson, I had something else planned for her, but at the beginning of the lesson, she asked me if I could explain to her the present perfect continuous. So I hope you've got your notebook out and ready so that you can take notes because I'm going to explain to you exactly what I explained to her. Hi, I'm John Williams of Native One. I'm a native speaker and English teacher living here in Poland. And today I'm going to teach you the present perfect continuous tense. Now, we're going to do this discovery style, which means that I'll be asking you a lot of questions through your computer or telephone screen because I want to get you thinking so that I can help you to just understand and teach you how to use this verb tense naturally and intuitively like a native. So let's get started, shall we? Now, in order to fully understand the present perfect continuous, we need to first do a bit of revision on those other three tenses before it. That's because the present perfect continuous is really a combination of all three present tenses. That way, we can see what elements the perfect continuous takes from the simple and what elements it takes from the present continuous, and what elements it takes from the perfect simple, and together we have the full picture of what the present perfect continuous is. Now, how we're going to do this is we're going to take a simple sentence and we're just going to change it and make it fit the next tense. And then we're going to change it again and make it fit the next one, and then we'll change it one more time, and then we'll see how each level is different. We'll study it, analyze the change. What did we change about the tense? Or what did we change about the meaning and why the tense had to change as a result? So with that, let's bring in the first example. I go to the gym 3 times a week. Now, obviously, we can see this sentence is in the present simple. We have the added time frequency 3 times a week. But my question is, how can we take this sentence, this same sentence, and make it continuous? So, what do you think? I'm going to the gym 3 times a week to get in shape. Now, you can see that we have more or less the same sentence. We've kept the frequency, but we changed the tense to the continuous. And what's different? Clearly, we added more context. This sentence is more specific. Specific as to what? We explained the reason or purpose of this frequency to get in shape. We did that through the infinitive. So we can use the infinitive of reason or purpose, or we can use a sentence with because or so to express why we did an action, and that why, that reason, it acts as a connection. It connects those independent actions. Think of it like this. When we give a frequency, all it's telling us is that we have these actions with this time interval between them. But when we add the reason for that, that reason acts as a connection. It takes those independent actions that occur and binds them, and it looks something like a chain. Well, a chain is a continuous object. So I wouldn't express this sentence anymore in the simple. I wouldn't say I go to the gym 3 times a week to get in shape. I would say I'm going to the gym 3 times a week to get in shape. Well, so far I've been to the gym every day this month. Now, what's changed? You can see that we have some form of repetition or frequency every day, but that repetition, what it's really telling you isn't the frequency, it's telling you the number. Let's say, for example, it's October 5th. Well, every day would be all 5 days of the month. So we have 5 finished actions. 5 finished actions spread out over the month. Not 5 actions at once. I haven't been to the gym, or I didn't go to the gym 5 times yesterday. I've been to the gym 5 times this month. So that tells us the number spread out over time, and that tells us it's present perfect simple. Okay, for example, I've been going to the gym 3 times a week this past month to get in shape. So what did we change? What did we keep? Well, we changed back from the perfect simple more to the continuous. We kept the frequency 3 times a week. We kept the purpose to get fit, and we have kept the time frame this month. Well, this month is unfinished, and the frequency, the repetitions is also unfinished, so we use the present perfect continuous. What you notice that we didn't keep was the number. That is the difference between the perfect simple and the perfect continuous. With a perfect simple, we can express the full quantity in specific terms. I've been to the gym 5 times this month. I can't say I've been going to the gym 5 times this month, because 5 times, these are 5 finished things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 finished actions. So we can't use a number to express the perfect continuous. We can express quantity in a non-specific way. What I mean by that is, if we say, I've been going to the gym a lot this month. So that suggests to you a lot. It's the quantity, but in a non-specific way. I can say, I've been to the gym a lot. So this is where we can use both forms to express the quantity in a non-specific way. But if we are specific as to number, it's perfect, simple. If we don't express the number, or we do it in a non-specific way, then it can be perfect continuous. Right, so that's part 1 of this explainer. Now, in the next part, after the transition, we're going to get a little bit deeper into the present perfect continuous, so you can understand how to use it with the different kinds of verbs that we have in English. Now, in order to really start using the verbs in the different tenses, simple, continuous, perfect simple, perfect continuous, we need to understand that there are 2 kinds of verbs. So my first question is, what's the difference between these 2 verbs? Push and hold. Well, hold is a long action. Take this remote control, for example. What am I doing? I'm holding the button. It's unfinished, it's continuous, it's ongoing, and it's in the moment. So I'm holding the button. Now, next question, how can we take this short action, push, and make it continuous? That's right. What am I doing? I'm pushing the button. To make a short action continuous, we have to repeat it. To make a long action continuous, we just have to be doing it. It just have to be unfinished. So long actions are naturally continuous, but they're simple when we talk about them generally, when we talk about the repetition or the occasions that we do the long action, then we talk about them as simple. Or the number of times we have done the long action, then it's perfect, simple. But when we're doing it, it's continuous. Now, the short action, when it repeats, it's continuous. And when we say how many times we've done the short action, it's perfect, simple. When we say for how long we've been repeating this short action, it's perfect, continuous. So what I would recommend for you as an activity in order to really practice this is to find a verb list, a list of action verbs, not stated verbs, but action verbs. Divide it into column A and column B. Column A can be the short actions and column B can be the long actions. And just divide the actions amongst both the columns and then work with the short action column and put them in the different tenses, and you start to understand how to use those kind of verbs in all different ways. And then you work on column B, the long actions, and then you start to really understand how to work with those kind of verbs in all the different tenses. So my third question is, in part one of this video, what kind of action were we expressing with the example sentences? Go, and go to the gym. Because go, sometimes it's simple and sometimes it's continuous. For example, go here, go there. So when we talk about the occasion, then it's simple, it's a short thing. Go to work, go to school. But in the moment, it's continuous. I'm going to work, I'm going to school. We talked about it as a short action, as an occasion, as something that we do, and when we do it, or how we do it, or how long we do it. Now, let's get into some examples of long actions. Right, now let's bring in some examples of a long action and how they can be used in the 4 different tenses. So we'll use the verb wait. So I usually wait around 5 minutes for the bus. So here we have a long action, but we talk about it generally. We talk about the occasion when we wait for the bus, not the act of waiting for the bus. So that's simple. Now, what am I doing? I'm waiting for the bus. Can't you see? I'm at the bus stop and I'm waiting for the bus. So that's pretty clear. In the moment, the long action is continuous. Now, I've been waiting for the bus for 20 minutes and it's still not here. So you notice I skipped a level. I skipped straight to the perfect continuous because I just expressed the duration, but I'm still waiting for the bus. But now, I've waited for 20 minutes. I've waited long enough. I'm just going to grab my phone and call an Uber or a taxi. So when the continuous action has just finished, then it becomes perfect simple. So now you can see the long and the short of the present perfect continuous. We've done a full revision on the present tenses. That's because the present perfect continuous, it combines elements of all the different tenses. And for that reason, it is the most expressive tense of the present tenses because we can contain the most context of all the present tenses. So now let's just get into some practical applications. The practical application of the present simple is we use it when we say when, right? It answers the when. When I go to school, when I wait for the bus, when I do this action, on occasion, then we are explaining the occasion, the generality of the action. The continuous, or in this case, present continuous, answers while. So while I'm doing this action, long or short, really, while I'm doing this is the long action, but while I'm repeating this action, then that is expressed in the continuous. Now, the present perfect expresses or answers how much or how many. How much tea have you drunk today? How many times have you watched a YouTube video on this subject? So how much, how many is often expressed through the present perfect simple, and the perfect continuous expresses how long. So how long have we been going with this video until this point? I can't answer that because I haven't finished the production of this video yet. So those are the 4 basic ways to think about and use this on a regular basis. When, while, how much or how many, how long. These are the questions that the 4 tenses answer. Now, you've been with me this long, so I guess that means you want to practice, because practice makes perfect, as always. So we're going to give you a couple of questions that you can use to comment down below. So number 1, what's one project that you have been working on recently for the last couple of days, last few weeks, last few months, that's unfinished? So a project that you're working on, or what have you been learning recently, something that you've wanted to know? So that can be a second question. Now, my example for this, I've recently been trying to figure out, I've been trying to learn how to use Instagram. If you look at my profile, I have at the moment only 2 posts. And you might be wondering, where are you? Who are you? And where have you been the last, 5 years or more? So yes, I've been trying to learn how to use Instagram, and I think I have this thing figured out, and I'll be posting some of my graphic English content there. So why don't you give me a follow there, and also you can interact with me as I'll make an effort to be on that program, on that platform a lot more. So let me hear down in the comments below. Of course, as always, please like this video and share it to your social timelines, share it to your Facebook or Twitter or whatever it is you're using. Share it with your English learning friends. And that's it for this one, and I'll see you in the next one.